having a harder day. You always have a choice every single day of your life. Every day. You have to change another day. It's a work. Today's another day. Today's another day that I'm faced with another choice today. So I'm making the choice again to put my shoes on early in the morning and get after it again. Make the right decision. It's hot outside. It's sunny and 70. Well, it's fucking not today. It's the reality. It's about 90 degrees and 100% humidity. But who gives a shit? That being said, September 3rd, I had my book turned in. And when I realized, I'm reading this book a lot, but I realized I wasn't born this motherfucker. I made him. At the bottom of insecurities, fear, self-doubt, lies, was me buried in the fucking fetal position. How I got out of that was recognizing, being honest with it, being truthful with it, and then fixing it. Not to live on social media with lies about ourselves, how great we are. Get to the source and fix the problem. People live with doing something that sucks every single day of your life. I believe it's the key component. It's a strength of the iron. Every day you're trying to find more. What you're getting. That's the big question. Look, I'm doing the things they should do every day. So every day, win. If the cow, one time for a ride. Let's have to go something. So, no more cows to mine. Do something that sucks. A lot of us give total control to life. That's what it's about. I figured out a couple of things. Sometimes let me not anything that you're giving into. So I said, you know what, instead of going with 20 mile, so go off on the easy 6 or 7. What that did to my brain, it said, okay, maybe I'll be fine water. So let me so good. And let go of that, oh, this is gonna suck. This could be okay, it's not too bad. The second you get to mile 2, guess what happens? Greatness is mediocrity in the fucking mud. Get out there and get after it. You're gonna go about the right mindset, the right gear. They combat you wear body armor. But what we do wrong is we want to strengthen our minds. You gotta strengthen your mind. Take control of that. So then when you get out in the real world, they can fuck you up. You got protection. So I'm 15 miles from home. Now, how we talk about taking souls. This morning, this person, I used to train alone. This person went on the road. And I said, fine, we're running 15. This morning comes. This person comes running. And the person calls and says, today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow. Taking souls is what I told the motherfucker. I'm gonna run 15 today, and I'm running through again tomorrow. That's what taking souls is about. Don't worry about the elements, what's going on. You gotta get out there and get it. You weren't the only one thought about taking a day off. And the storm's coming in right now. They've got a soul out here with me. You want to get got anything you can do. Get outside that zone. That zone makes you feel good. We're stronger than the kid. Starts getting used to doing shit like this. It's not fun. My mind is used to it. I went past a cemetery a while ago. And I went past the cemetery. It saddens me because there's a lot of people there, not because they're dead, because of a lot of untapped potential. A lot of us die, never tapped into our full potential. And I often look at wash rags and I bring them out and hang them up as my soul. And I won't be satisfied until every drop of that wash rag, which is my soul, is completely so in my life, I won't be satisfied until everything I have in me is completely out of me. And that's when I'll be satisfied. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven. I'm a guy that came from nothing. Anybody's capable of doing shit like this. Anybody. And I sat in that tub. She put the water on. She called my mom up. My mom was in the doctor at the time. The doctor said, you need to get into a hospital now. She came back in. All I went to do was call Chris Costa before to make sure you're bad because I could get it. So she said, take the doctor. I said, no, let me sit here and enjoy this pain. She said, what are you talking about? I said, you know, I go up, I went to the doctor, I realized that. But I never thought it was humanly possible to do what I did. I went 70 miles. And at 70 miles, I was 100%. It was 100%. 31 more miles after being in the worst physical shape I've ever been in my life. It was the most amazing thing of accomplishment. As crazy as it sounds, it was the most amazing moment of my life. To come from this kid who was this tortured himself, tortured his heart, this guy now, able to overcome such amazing odds and obstacles. And I called Chris Costa with great director, the guy who hired me said, the idea of a 24-hour race that you have 24 hours. And it didn't count in my mind that he had roughly December 5th was this marathon that he almost signed up for. I couldn't walk. I could not walk. I ran 100 miles before I ran a marathon. 10 days or 2 weeks after this 100-mile race I did, this marathon, December 5th, Las Vegas. And that gun went off in 2005. 15 days after, I blew myself off. And I qualified for the marathon at 3:08. The gun went off, and that thing came back. Like, all right, man, what if? And then I went to the Heart 100, race in Hawaii, 26,000 feet of climbing over 100 miles, climbing the top 5 hardest 100-mile races in the world. Out there and got through the race, did 33 hours with the 9th place finisher, and I qualified for back where I got in. I went on to lose weight and train hard, and I got fit my first year, went back for 2nd year, got there. I'm trying to find more of myself. And all I can find more is to silence the world it out as much as I can. It's getting busier every day. And I'm faster. I put my phone away and I go dark. I go dark a lot, and it's because I have to find out. I want a journey of life. And we all have a different journey. We have to take this 4-lane highway. The easy highway. We all love that 4-lane highway. We always step over the shovel. I made my own path. But going through this path of life, this journey over here, that you make yourself, that's incredibly difficult. And I'm afraid. It's easier to accept the fact that I'm just not good enough. You have to go into the dark chambers that we often shut off, and you gotta open them up. It does not sound easy, lit up, street lights path with nice roads, right? Fail, and you could be in your head, you could be saying, I'm not good enough. And it's how you can do that. It's how you can do that on a daily basis with that thing and say, man, I'm 43, I've done so much. You start to become civilized. The refrigerator gets full, you start making money, and you start, I'm not getting cold anymore, I'm retired. Every people should be playing basketball or football. At 43, I'm still putting 100-mile weeks, doing thousands of pull-ups, 2,000 push-ups. Because I'm not allowing myself to become civilized. The worst thing that can happen to a man is to become civilized. You want to be uncommon amongst uncommon people. Period. You start to be certain situations that suck. You find yourself. And yourself. When you're very proud of man, and change who I used to be. The higher, insecure guy, the guy who I want to be proud of. Die now, I die 8, I die 9, I'm trying to make myself sad. I'm a very patience. I'm a patient. I can watch nice grass grow for 20 years. Because I know that this is how you get somewhere in life. I believe that my mentality. And I was very calmly patient. I kept getting faster. But you have to brain, to recover our brains from pain, discomfort, suffering, all of the words we hate to say because we was happy. You know? But won't stop. And if you can't get to these different barriers, you get 5%, 2%, 3%, 7%, consistent. Let's say we're getting 70, 80, 90, and then you're getting near 100. That dreamer mentality is always true. And it's true, man. What if I could be a single man? Now we're 205 miles. What if I could go? What if I could go? And how would that feel? You have to go into the dark chambers that we often shut off, and you gotta open them up. I was, like I said, 297. I was about 32% body fat. And my idea was to run 4 miles. My first run. I ran a quarter mile and walked up. I walked over and sat on my couch and cried. I sat down and I gave up.
You start out on the first day, and then do you start running again the second day?
Yeah, the second day I went right back after again. But after I realized I can't run that far.
Right.
So what I did was I became damn near a professional cyclist with the miles I put on the bike. I developed this crazy workout where I was doing volume, like 200 to 300 reps. And I spent hours to that. I had to live it over. The bike got easier. I was able to run more. I went from like 1 mile. 1 mile was a great accomplishment. 2 miles, and then from 2 to 3 was a big win. I went from 3 to 6. I failed. I go back to scratch. But I started realizing this is part of the process. This is part of the journey. I was not good enough. I don't make myself good enough. When we have bad times in life, even the hardest person in the world, we forget how badass we are during that hard time. I have a thing where I take a couple seconds to reflect on, I am, man. Get through this, get through that, overcame this, overcame that. I don't ever close my mind to the fact that this can't be done. I quit several things. I know what's on the back end to quit. I wanted to be a man that detests mediocrity. I started callousing my mind at this point in my life. I lost weight and I went back to recruiter. I got into that class. I went through 3 negative stunts 1 year. I got a therapy in 3 elements 1 year into my knowledge. The first I didn't make it, the next 2 I did. And I started opening different doors that I didn't think were even there, that I didn't think even existed. And the more doors I opened up, the more I started realizing that my potential is damn near endless. I wanted to feel something besides to feel. I wanted to just go the distance. And that going the distance pushed me to a point of where now I go way past it. I had a motherfucker come wake me up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning and say, hey, you gotta do shit. I had no trainer. I didn't have a nutritionist. It was the self-discipline that I had to survive. To not survive, really, to thrive. No one would say, hey man, you're 297 pounds, man, I'll help you out. I had to overcome, and self-discipline is everything. And if you don't have it, I'll be gonna get you right. I'm gonna kick you. It's not discipline so much for me. It's all on you. It's all on you. The self-part is what's big. We count on people too much to get us through shit. And we look too hard to turn looking for help. And if you can build that self, you can build that total accountability in oneself. We live in a society where mediocrity is often rewarded. We often forget how hard we are, but you gotta reflect back. There comes like reflect, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. You don't believe it. You even endure shit. You're just blowing smoke, man. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. Just driven. It's all about trying to share that message with people. And the NFL football player comes up to me. He goes, let me ask you a question. How do you keep that dog mentality? I said, let me ask you a question. When you were younger, what did you want to be? You said NFL football player. Once I got there, I lost that dog mentality. You gotta finish like I'm a dog at home. You never get scored. It's not enough for me to the NFL. Not enough to win a 5K, win a 10K, be a better dog. It's not enough to lost 50 pounds. You want to do something with it? Guess what? He's out here. He said, what was saying, man? Got just back around. What's it? Who's calling my name? He says, welcome you out here. I said, yes, you're not. Sometimes your motivation is no one else but you. God, this is the no something sad. Let's touch you. Everybody. Stop listening to some bullshit about it. You can't search for your own. This message is dangerous. separator is that they really want to be there. There's some people that get inspired, and that inspiration moves them to try to do something. But the inspiration is very high right now in this nice environment. We're in a nice environment. I watched a movie about some badasses. You're inspired. But the second you're not in this environment, and you're actually doing what inspired you, such factor is now real. They're now there. Only those people who have been there a million times in their minds and have lived in that water, they have suffered a million times and realized my legs been breaking, my knee been breaking, my bones will hurt. I would be the coldest I've been in my life. I would be miserable. And accept that. You know what's expressed in life? Your mind says, get everybody else. But start to have all of these different questions in your mind. Second, it says, okay, why are you here? Why are you doing this? And then you start to say to yourself, if you don't want to be there that bad, I don't bring my body up to this. Your mind starts to say, yeah, this is true. But if you are already knowing that this is happening, you have all the answers to these questions that your mind starts to give you and suffer. Trying to be too sit back and relax. So I'm 30 miles a week. 33. Swimming 500 meters. Like suffering in a way that is competitive, that brings out the absolute best in me and everybody else. I want to see what you're made of. I want to see, like, almost like the Coliseum in Rome. You can't do it by right or paper. And what I found out, and the one message I'm going to get across to people is, once you change one thing, your mindset, you can attack everything. People know how to keep grinding every day. You have to make those insecurities, those fears. Like when I was there as a panelist, I didn't have to drive. I was an insecure, lying kid, afraid. But I had to look at my insecurities and in my fear and find drive and act. We're all looking for passion. Passion's all around you. All the energy and fuel you need is right in yourself. It's all there. You got a lot of stuff to do to overcome. And, that's where I found it. I found it right there in my own insecurities. I found drive in my own insecurities. And that's the most powerful thing in the world. If you can find drive, your own doubt, fear, insecurities, you become very unstoppable. I'm in search for a feeling. I'm not in search for a trophy. I'm not in search for love. I'm not in search for followers, social media. When I started this journey years ago, and I realized that I'm going to be somebody, and I'm searching for a feeling of truth for myself. and only myself. The second I shut out the whole world and realize that one thing, that I am in this world alone. I'm fighting this race by my safest person on the planet. My goal is in my mind, I'm a person in my mind. And that's why the old ladies can't hurt me. That's what it's about. It's about whatever you have to make that dream a reality. That's where my part is. So the people in the world, so try to make another million, 2 million, 3 million. Let's buy a new car, a new house, gold. Let's buy more everything. And the day is still feel empty inside. For me, I want to be successful, I still empty. So I'm trying to hide insecurities. Have to be there over, but not there at the graduation. Good. You gotta be there in the worst of suffering that you know over and over again. You gotta live that in your mind. I'm trying to know. Same thing with life. If you don't get inside your soul, inside your heart, face it. You want to go to war with yourself. Stay hard. A lot of people are trying to find inspiration and motivation with a depressed mindset. You're depressed because you're not doing for yourself. You don't find inspiration by not living in the grip of life. You're leaving the grip of life to find inspiration. Put challenges in front of yourself. Put challenges in front of yourself, you attack it. That's what provides inspiration. Try to be 10% better than you were last week. So you're running 30 miles a week. Run 33. If you're sweeter fibers, the more you walk away from accountability, the weaker you become. Find yourself in the grip of life. You can't find yourself by doing nothing. Let me see if I can fix myself. So I said, if I can just walk 1 more mile, being in the worst shape of my entire life, this will change everything for you until you go forward. From this kid who came from dirt, nothing, who couldn't read till he was in the junior high school, it's now you. Waiting, I walked a mile. I said, if I can walk 1 more mile, if I can walk another mile, and now if you want my head up, that means that you're not going to get this time. When your mind knows it's not going to quit, and it's my 40%. It's not going to quit. Your body will adapt to what is in front of it. I ended up running 20 more miles. I did 100 more miles in 19 hours and 6 minutes. And that one game changed that 19 hours. The women still trained first grade school with the double first one in that one. It was just 19 hours and 6 minutes that if you want any special kind of parents or tools to get there. So I do this. Go down. And you, buddy. Come on, 23. Come on, 24. One more. One more. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. Do it. What you need is one thing I talk about book, which is straight up work ethic. You have to be willing to outwork everybody in the world. And that's the hard part. That's the hard part. It's like some 5-step process where you can do these 5 steps. You're going to end up with this magical world. Nah, I'm basically teaching you how to callous over your victim's mentality. This is all on the quitting mind. So what's the quitting mind? So let's say it's day one of a childhood abuse. You have your clothes laid out, you've been preparing for weeks and weeks and weeks. Show up and you bring your best up. After a couple months, you start showing up to work a little later. You don't look as good on your breakfast isn't ready. Your eyes getting softer. Repetition every day. Stay hard. Important conversation is the one you have with yourself. You wake up with it, you walk around with it, you go to bed with it. Eventually, you act on it. In the world now, that's so kind. We find a kind way around everything. Like, if you don't look good, I define a kind way of saying I don't like your shirt. Right. That's not the approach. If that's the approach you're looking for, that book is not for you. Can't hurt me is not for you. The approach you have today, at least I took, take whatever approach you want. The conversation had to be a real, honest conversation. Give me accountability, girl. Guess what? I was fat. Don't find a kind word to say that, you know what, I've gained some weight. No, you're fat. Couldn't read. Not like, hey, you don't even learn disability. No, I cannot read. Fourth grade reading level, I'm struggling. And sometimes I call myself stupid. Not in a way to put myself down. Sometimes you act on it good, sometimes bad. You gotta change the internal dialogue. That person in your head that's talking that shit to you. Until you change the internal dialogue in your head, until you callous over the victim's mentality, that comes out to get you because of you are the only, you gotta change that shit. I once had that mentality that no one understands what I'm going through. And if you keep that mentality, you're gonna stay in the same exact spot that you're in, that no one understands. There's millions of people. Why do you think a book that I self-published, is doing so well? Or this story that's so, they're like, I went to publishing, I was like, who's gonna resonate with this story? No one's gonna buy this book. I'm like, are you not in the world? Are you not in society? You're never alone. Everybody's going through shit. So when people get this mentality, like, you understand, you can do it. Talk to someone that can understand you if they're willing to bring themselves down and stop hiding. A lot of people understand you, but you gotta stop hiding. That's what I tell people. A lot of people are going through shit. They just hide better than you do. That's what they did. Just hide better. Don't find words to make yourself feel better, because that's what, so we hang around people that make us feel better, that tell us what we want to hear, not what we need to hear. And so we stay away from those people. If we stay away from those people, like our internal dialogue becomes that kind, it's okay, it's not okay. So that's where it starts. It starts with that accountability. It's not okay anymore. This can no longer be okay. And calling yourself out for exactly what you are and exactly how you do this. All of us get more control to life. We don't have any control on it. We just give up control of life. I do this shit every morning to prepare my mind for a life that's so happy. A healthy body gives you a healthy mind. That's what it's about. So if you go into battle, you're going to go into battle with the right mindset, the right gear, the combat, the right body armor. But when we get wrong, it's going to strengthen our minds. You got to strengthen your mind. Take control of that. Most of us spend our entire lives living. It's funny. I walk around, people come to me and say, hey, that Navy SEAL, Randy, the miracle pedigree, your club, and the record, you run all these ultra races and all this shit, man. The funny thing about it, that I think about is this, they know that part of me. That's the part I know about myself. I filled the hazmat test, get the military 3 times. In the Air Force, go to pararescue. tweet 3 times and get through games still training. Pull a regular tweet 3 times. This is what I know about me. So I'm saying is this. You can't live your life being afraid to fail. All those failures made the success in the end. Stay hard. Stay inspired. As you know, I'm a serious introvert. And very afraid of people. I got judged so much around that this is uncomfortable for me. All these podcasts, that's why I post once a week. But the one thing I realized while I wrote the book is, honestly, I have a story to tell. As we all have a story to tell. And when I realized that my journey was a lot of us believe that we can achieve the impossible. And along my journey, I started realizing, man, tell some people about this shit, man. Like, I discovered something that some people have, but don't even know. All of us have it. But along this way, I was, like I said, I wasn't a therapist. I became a practitioner. And I was like, my God, I'm busted down so many barriers of, like, I have a learning disability. Okay? I'm catching up with everybody. I figured that out. I figured out all these negative things in my life that were keeping me in this hole. Like, I gotta tell people, man, that, hang on a second, man. You can achieve the absolute positive from where it's not supposed to be. Life is not biased to you. It doesn't matter if you're black or white, gay or lesbian, rich or poor. Life doesn't discriminate. Wow. Once you accept the fact that life is going to fuck you up in one way or another, start preparing for it. The right mindset that will get you through life. I can't hurt you, tell me. Always keep you front. The body is truly amazing. It can handle anything you throw at it. It's the mind that is back. The mind, as I always say, is going to find the easy way out. One thing important is that you're going to have these moments in time that either make or break you, that can determine the rest of your life. The rest of your life can be determined by one simple decision. All of us get total control through life. You don't have any control over it. Get all control life. I was torn. Bear my mind. For life will go back. Don't love. Things that help you on. Let's stop. No one better. That's my mindset. Up here. It comes back to my body. Don't be wrong. Don't think in the mind. You gotta think in your mind. Take control of that. In the real world, talk about next. I think fixes it. We learn the 6-minute abs come to the bike. There's no permanent in that. There's no permanent in that. No scarring. It must be scarred. Make a decision. The decision I made was get up and keep on going. That one moment changed the rest of my life. The mind's a medieval motherfucker. It's constantly fighting against you. It's the only thing in the history of the fucking world that shows up on time, every time. It has a tactical advantage over you. It knows your fears, it knows your insecurities, it knows everything about you, the whole 97 pounds. And I had to make a change in my life. You know, I was at an all-time low, and I wasn't going anywhere, and I was exactly what everybody said I was going to be, which was nothing. So I had to make a change. That fetal position, I can't even explain. It's the moments of pre-moments, looking at my soul, studying. I was just the moments that, like, real, oh, like, I could grind myself into it. 5 hours. 7. Fucked up. 44 degrees, it's nice and rainy outside. But no one cares about that. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. So the mind has a governor, like a car. If you're driving a car and the car has a governor on it, well, they say 130 miles an hour. But the governor is set for 91. Once that governor sets in 91, the car starts doing this. The car wants to go. The car wants to go, but that fucking factory said, we're not going past 91. We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering. The second we feel that shit, our mind says, oh no, this is fun. We should get off. We should sit down, find something more comfortable. There's something about the mind. The mind has the tactical advantage over you at all times. At all times in your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows that you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that shit. It pushes you in a direction that is comfortable. The mind controls everything. So what I realized was that when I was growing up and I was 300 pounds and I got all fat, I got all insecure, I realized that my mind kept taking me in this direction when things got uncomfortable for me, when I was facing my insecurities, I was facing my fears, my mind said, oh no, we have a tactical advantage. We just get you, separate you from this feeling. This feeling of your life's all about feelings. We want the happy feeling. We don't want that feeling of this sucks. Why am I here? And you don't have any, so you can't answer those questions, so you leave. I started realizing that in that moment, you can answer those fucked up questions. And you are now in charge of your brain versus your brain ruling you. That's where all of that stuff comes from. So 40% is all of that. Get to 40%, your brain says, we're done. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful. This is uncomfortable. So you sit down. You have to figure out ways. Everybody's different. That's how the book kind of talks about. Like, we all have these things about, 5 steps to this and 4 steps to this. It's a lot more than that. That's all bullshit. It's a practice that you have to, it's a habit. So if you know that at 40% I'm feeling pain. At 40% I'm feeling pain. That's when the 40% kicks in. Now it starts. Okay, I'm feeling pain. My mind's saying all this shit to me. It's saying, get out of here, run, flee. The fight or flight kicks in. Okay, we're not good enough. It starts telling you all these things. You start to believe it. And your mind controls all. This is the time we have to gain control back of your mind. It's okay. Let me see if I can get 45%. And once you start giving yourself more and more hope, and start realizing, okay, the mind starts to be, okay, where are you going? We're supposed to be going right, and you're going left. You start then controlling your mind. Start finding more in yourself. And then it goes from 40% to about 40%. That's the start of it, though. Get to the spot where your mind is saying, stop. Where you're at this, get there first. And then that's when that shit starts to work for you. You gotta control yourself in that way. A lot of people can live with themselves. That's the first thing. A lot of people can live with themselves, look in the mirror and say, I'm okay with being afraid. I'm okay with going to this easy highway with here. The easy highway has all these fucking signs and shit, directions, how to get somewhere. And you have to first be uncomfortable with how you feel about yourself. With that voice that allows us like to run away from, we all have it. We all have that voice that says, hey man, you gotta be tough right now. Well, I'm gonna say, okay, that's okay. It's okay to tell these little white lies to ourselves. So you first have to face the real you. The real me is David Goggins. The real me is a guy looking at you right now saying, I don't want to fucking be on this show right now because I used to stutter as a kid. And I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that here in a second, I'm going to start fucking stammering and stuttering, and the whole world's going to know that I have all these issues. But that's when I see right now, okay, Goggins, you got to go on this fucking show. That's Goggins. Goggins is saying, okay, David Goggins, you're a punk. Life made you this way. We can't live like this. We can't live in fear. We can't live in judgment. We can't be afraid of what the fuck people right now looking at me saying about me. We cannot be afraid of that. That's Goggins. God is saying, fuck all of you who don't like me, who don't want it. And that person then comes in. But you have to be David God and say, man, I'm afraid of this. I'm here. Life made me this way here. I stutter. I have these issues with reading, writing, and I'm bad. I'm insecure. You have to face that dark. In that dark room is who you are. But in that dark room is where you have to create another human being that walks out of that dark to face who you are. That's the only way you're going to get over all those things. You have to create someone else. Not that you have two different personalities. It is you. But you have to find strength. And that visualization of almost me cracking out Goggins, like almost like this Superman kid, like I'm coming out a different person, anything. Here's being judged. Knows I'm weak. Knows I'm afraid. Says whatever you think about me, take it. Whatever, I'm here. That's Goggins. In the dark room, face yourself and realize you want to be better. Realize you don't want to be this big, insecure person in the world. There's all these problems that we all have. We all have. Social media is a great platform to tell you who you want to be. Not who we are. So that's where that dark room is. A lot of people say that nothing's impossible. Shit. I even said that nothing's impossible several times in my life. But life, there's a lot of things that are impossible for you to do. What happens is, when we come across something that's very hard, and we try it once or maybe twice, and then say, we're done, we can't do it. Before you say something's impossible, do it, and do it, and do it, to a level that people think that you might be fucking crazy, until you say it's impossible. I'm tied up, hands and feet. I fucking hate the water. I sink like a fucking rock. But this is the one thing that almost stopped me from fulfilling my dreams. My book, I talk about it a lot. It's my junior year in high school, and I fell back a lot. I fell back in this fucking hole of life. The second you think that you've overcome it, you climbed Everest, you know that last hole, and life will say, not today, motherfucker. It'll push you down. And my junior year in high school, I missed a whole bunch of school. I was flying up on, I had like a 1.7 GPA. I was just jacked up. I mean, I was in one of the worst spots of my life. And my mom was going through a lot of shit too. And she had time to sit back and baby me. And it was me against me. My parents were down on my knees. I was not, whatever was going on, I was in bad shit. So I went to the bathroom and I had this weird haircut because I wanted attention. I was an attention getter. I went to an all-white school pretty much. Some of the kids liked me, a lot of them didn't like me, whatever. Didn't fucking matter. I was looking for something. So I dressed crazy haircuts and I went to the mirror. And the reflection in it revealed a lot of bad things. A lot of things that I was hiding behind the saggy pants. And I'm looking at myself in the mirror, oh my God, dog, you are something else, man. Like you have created a character. I want to be the cool guy table. And whatever I could do to get attention, I did. And it wasn't me. It wasn't who I was inside, but I was scared for anybody to know who I was inside. The best way to recover for me is to do something at a very low heart rate, because therefore your blood's flowing to your body. As your blood's flowing to your body, refuel it with the nutrients. Because then the blood's flowing, the nutrients are going through all your cells in your body. All that glycogen is now flowing at a low heart rate. So it's not burning it, it's refueling. Yeah. So every Sunday used to be that. And it kind of snowballed into, as human beings, we believe, like so many people, before I give them a workout plan, let's talk about recovery. Everybody that hears me speak, they want to go straight to recovery. Work out first. Work out first. Before you talk to me about recovery, work out first. We are always looking for, like whenever I'm talking to people, people take my words and they put it in a way to where they want to feel comfortable. This guy, you know, they want to put you in a box. They want to put a title on you. No, they put a title on me to make yourself feel better about yourself. If you read this book of mine, you see where I came from. This course was not built. This course was not made by God. This course was built. I made this person. I made this person by diving into the insecurities that I gave. Because now they're yours. They're yours to own. If you're not smart, call yourself dumb. It's okay. Because you are. But take that knife and put yourself down. If you're fat, call yourself fat. I used to be 300 pounds. You want to talk so soft to ourselves. We're looking for that recovery game. And that recovery game is everything in your life. Everything in your life is a recovery game. We're looking for it. It's not coming. It's not coming. Get over that recovery game. And that's the mentality I took with me. And what happened through that process was all the frivolous things of life started to float away. I used to tell people lies. They didn't like me. And I was so insecure. When you start to build yourself up, you start to have the one thing that we don't have is confidence. Yeah. Real, authentic confidence, hard work. Everything else was weak. You don't want to look to other people for yourself as God. It's right. You don't know. I walk in a room now, and I know that hours and years and decades I put in the David Goggins. That's something. It's not on the wall. It's not a trophy on the wall. It's not a medal on your neck. It is actually a feeling in your heart. People go, why should I smile? Why do I have to? Yeah, I even still look at my face. I'm a very focused person. But the feeling I have in my soul and my heart, that's why I smile. I don't need to smile. I don't need you to look at me and say, oh my God, you look happy. Because half of us aren't happy. We're giving you something that we think you want to see. I don't do that anymore. I don't care how you perceive David Goggins, because through my journey, I figured out what piece I was missing. I thought it was women. I thought it was everything. The only piece I was missing was me having the courage to face myself. You know, I have a story. And I believe that we're all teachers. We're all teachers. And if you don't learn something and get back with like what you learned, what's the point of living? Wasting. Yeah, you're wasting. You get all this knowledge of what you learned. Some people may think you're crazy. Some people may, retire on you. But it's those few people who are like, you know what, I need to hear that. So you have to put yourself out there. The hardest obstacle was myself. I started realizing more and more and more that all these people were gone. What was haunting me was me. I can't control my dad. I can't control the people calling me. I can't control all these things. But they were things that kept me down. It started to become my reality. My reality was what they made it out to be. And I became the most important conversation you've ever had with your life. In your life is with yourself. And my conversation was absolutely horrifying.
What were you saying to yourself?
I'm done. I'm nobody. My dad was great in mental warfare. A drunk, insecure man will make everybody around him feel like hell. Because he wants to give you no power. And that's why he was so mean to my mom and myself and my brother. Because he didn't want anybody to love him. But he kept me down low. So we grew up, all this stuff, all this hate. And it wasn't the beans. I get the beans all day. It's a mental torture. So when, at a young age, your parents put a dialogue in you of confidence, or you're nobody. So that voice in my head was, I'm a loser. And then it was can't learn. It was confirmed, what my dad was saying. So that confirmed it.